For years, the truth stayed hidden, the victims forgotten, the cases left cold, until science revealed what time could not. This is Decades in the Dark, where cold cases are brought back to light. Tonight's story begins in the warm coastal calm of San Diego, California, and ends deep in the shadows of Central America, with a man who vanished the moment a young mother stopped breathing. This is the case of Krystal Mitchell, and the ex-Marine who tried to outrun the world. Krystal Mitchell was 30 years old, a mother of two, bright, loving, and finally at a point in life where she felt hopeful again. Her children were with their grandmother for the weekend, giving Krystal a rare break. She planned a short trip to San Diego, a simple getaway to breathe and reset. She was staying with a man she'd recently started seeing, Raymond R.J. McLeod. To strangers, R.J. looked like a catch, former Marine, muscular, confident, the kind of man who walks into a room and makes sure everyone notices. But people who had dated him told a different story. Explosive outbursts, a dangerous temper, obsessive jealousy, and strangulation, used as a form of control. None of this was visible on the surface when Krystal arrived in San Diego. She thought she was spending a fun, relaxing weekend with someone new. Instead, it would be her last. On the night of June 9th, 2016, Krystal and RJ went bar hopping with friends. They were seen laughing, blending into the noise and neon. For most of the night, nothing seemed unusual, but sometime after midnight, tension flickered. A quiet argument, a momentary flash of irritation from RJ. Something small, but enough that friends remembered thinking something was off. Nobody knows exactly what sparked it, but several theories would soon emerge. Some believe jealousy set him off, someone looking at Krystal, or a comment he didn't like. Others think Krystal confronted him about something he said or did that night. And one of the strongest theories is the most terrifyingly simple. She may have tried to leave. For many abusers, the moment they sense they're losing control becomes the deadliest moment of all. Whatever the trigger was, that spark followed them home. Around 1:30 a.m., Krystal messaged that she was heading back to RJ's apartment. She sounded tired, ready to call it a night. Nothing alarming. But the next morning, she never responded to texts. Hours passed. Silence. Someone eventually entered the apartment and found Krystal on the floor. She had been beaten and strangled. There was no forced entry, nothing stolen. No sign she'd fought back long, suggesting the attack was sudden, overwhelming, and violent. Strangulation wasn't random. It was controlled, intentional, personal, and it matched RJ's known pattern with past partners. When police went looking for him, he was already gone. Within hours of Krystal's death, RJ McLeod fled the United States. He bought a last-minute plane ticket to Mexico using cash and disappeared across the border. Investigators soon uncovered a disturbing trail behind him. Restraining orders, past domestic violence charges, ex-girlfriends describing explosive rage and terrifying control. One woman said he smiled right before he snapped. The picture became clearer. Whatever happened that night wasn't random. It fit him, it fit his history, and it fit the likely motive. A loss of control, a burst of anger, jealousy, or Krystal trying to end the night or the relationship. For years, the manhunt stretched across Central America. Sightings in Belize, rumors in Guatemala, a man with matching tattoos seen in Honduras. Every time investigators got close, RJ had already moved on. He changed towns, jobs, and names, changed his appearance. He slimmed down, shaved, grew his hair out, bulked up again, constantly shifting. But no matter how much he changed, he couldn't alter his biology. His posture, his jawline, his tattoos, his gait, his physical proportions, and this is where science entered the chase. The U.S. Marshals began analyzing every gym selfie in Central America, every English teacher's profile, every backpacker's group photo where a stranger's arm or shoulder appeared in the background. Piece by piece, the picture sharpened. By 2021, a promising lead emerged. A muscular American man teaching English in Sonsonate, El Salvador. A photo surfaced. At a glance, he looked different, slimmer, softer, well-groomed. But facial analysis showed a 97% match. The tattoos matched, the gait matched, the ears matched. And when investigators enhanced the image, the geometry of his jaw was unmistakable. It was him. On August 29, 2022, before sunrise, U.S. Marshals and Salvadoran authorities surrounded a school building. Inside, RJ was preparing to teach a class. He didn't run, he didn't fight, he simply froze. After 6 years as one of America's most wanted fugitives, it was over. He was extradited to the United States and charged with Krystal's murder. Today, Raymond R.J. McLeod remains in custody, held without bail in a San Diego County jail while he awaits trial. Although a jury trial was once scheduled for January 2025, the case became complicated. Prosecutors later dismissed the original charge and refiled it after evidence surfaced that had not been turned over to the defense. A new preliminary hearing was scheduled for October 2025, but as of now, there are no publicly confirmed updates on whether that hearing took place or when the full trial will begin. What is certain is this: he has not been released. He is still behind bars, still facing a murder charge, and still waiting for the day a jury hears the case against him. Sometimes justice takes time. Sometimes it takes persistence. Sometimes it crosses borders. But the truth is patient, and harder to escape than any fugitive believes. This is Decades in the Dark, where science brings the past to light. Subscribe for more stories where justice never expires.